I'm Taylor Zarzour, and this is the OTP. She is Amie Wells. I am Taylor Zarzour. We are both really happy to be here.
Yeah, it's a happy Monday.
It's a very happy Victory Monday.
Yes.
Coach Mike McCoy will join us a little later on the show. And in a few minutes, we have an announcement, a big announcement on the next guest on Amy's OTP.
It's a little Christmas surprise for everybody.
A little Christmas gift
A little Christmas treat.
on the OTP.
You know,
You
I
do
love
like-
the holidays.
You do like treats on the OTP.
I do like treats on the OTP, and I've realized that my collection of tins is getting a little ridiculous. But they're tins full of cookies, so everybody's just going to have to deal with that.
Amy,
The clutter.
it had been a minute since you'd been on roaming the Pinnacle sidelines at Nissan Stadium and saw the Titans win a football game. That was a big deal to everyone in this facility. Is already had gotten a couple of wins this year. Those were on the road, though. Winning a game at Nissan Stadium was something that the Titans really prioritized. Of course, you always want to win, but in a season when you're going through a big transition, that was absolutely next on the bucket list. And Titans fans got a nice Christmas gift a few days before Christmas and played a complete football game, dominating the Kansas City Chiefs.
You know, everything about that day was just very kind of perfect. It was just a very nice day. The weather was great. It was a phenomenal day for a football game. There was a lot of energy in the stadium. Now, it's the Kansas City Chiefs, so there was a lot of red in the stadium. That's just kind of, they travel in droves. But the energy in the stadium was really good. There was an excitement when you were driving into the stadium. So it was just a great day to be there. There was a lot of people around. It's close to the holidays, so, you know, there's kind of that festive holiday fun. Like, a lot of people are off work and off everything, off school this week, so like everybody's enjoying their weekends. They don't have a care in the world. It's the holiday season, so all of that's really fun. And then the football starts, so you've got all of that good energy going, and then you get down on the football field, and man, this team was ready to play. The Tennessee Titans just in all three phases did a great job. It felt like a complete football game. You could see the energy on the sidelines. The guys were communicating well. They were talking back and forth. They were into the game. You can tell when a team is like over it. This team was not over it yesterday. They were in it to win it. They were ready to go. And as things were happening and people were making plays in every phase of the game, everybody was energized by that. So it was just a really fun day. I had some family in town who went out to the game. And when I got home, the feedback that I got was, what a great day for a football game. We had so much fun. We really like the music, which was like, I mean, a great feedback. Wasn't what I was expecting. Like, the Titans got to win, guys, and you're telling me you like the playlist, but whatever. Like, glad you liked it.
I got very similar feedback from my daughters, by the way. They had a very similar thing to say, that they loved the entire experience of Nissan Stadium.
Yeah.
Yes. And we concentrate mostly on the product on the field was really good.
Yeah, hey, great game, right? And
Yeah.
my sister was like, yeah, but like that music was bumping. And I was like, great, man. Like whatever keeps you there and you're having fun. So it was just a really good day. And so I was happy for the people that were there, the people who stayed until the end, who were able to celebrate. After the game, Big Jeff talking to the crowd on the Jumbotron, just talking about how much it meant to get a win in front of this fan base. The people who stuck it out, not only through this season, but throughout that game. You know, it was just a really special moment to see all of that come together. And, I mean, great playlist. Good job.
Oh, great playlist.
Great playlist.
and great play. You know, we are in booth 7 at Nissan Stadium. That's where the home team broadcast from, the visiting team right next to us. It was good to see my friend Mitch Holtis, the longtime voice of the Chiefs. I looked over at him. He was not smiling very much during that game. Yeah.
Shame.
But I looked directly in front of me on the field, which is where you are, and you were smiling nonstop. As is always the case, sometimes, you know, you have a technical challenge here or two. Joseph Bonanno, our excellent engineer, I think one time tried to tell me you were ready to talk. For some reason, I didn't hear him, and I looked at you. You were still smiling. You were you were still happy, and it was just a great day, and I could just tell you being a couple of yards away from all the players and watching that interaction was a lot of fun for you to experience.
It was good to see. kind of what we know Nissan Stadium to be, which is a winning environment, which is a place that our players play well, they play hard. Like that is what we remember. That is what we want this team to get back to. And that felt so good to be able to show this young team of guys who aren't familiar with this team, this stadium, all of this, to be able to see them see Nissan Stadium and all that it can be, because when the Titans are playing well, golly, there's no place in the world like Nissan Stadium.
That's right.
And it is just so much fun to get a win in that environment and to see our fan base so excited and into the game. And even when there were weird calls, which happened more than once, to see the fans really engaged in it and just getting involved and feeling passionate about it. And those are all things that are so frustrating when you're having a tough season, when you're going through some of the challenges that this team has experienced this year. You miss that stuff, and you're just trying to we just want to get a win. Oh, we just want to make some big plays and have some good moments on the field. You kind of forget about the rest of it, like the ambiance of it, and just how good that feels to have success at home in front of your own people. And man, it was fun to be back there. It felt good. I was excited for you and Joseph Bonanno and Kevin Maloney and Will Bowling and all those guys who haven't been a part of Titans radio before to call a home victory, because it is just different. It feels different to do it at home.
You're a good person. You know that? Thank you.
True.
Thank you for being so thoughtful and thinking of us. It was a lot of fun for us to share that on Sunday. And I appreciate you referencing all the members of our broadcast team. Our statistician, Kevin Maloney, to see how fired up he was a really cool thing for me. We've worked together for a very long time and treat each other like brothers. And the fact that he was there to see that was special. My wife always likes to ask our family, what was your favorite part? So I'm asking you, Amy, what was your favorite part?
What was my favorite? You know what's funny is my daughter asked me the same question last night. They should hang out. They could they could chat together. I think my favorite part, oh gosh, there's a lot. Probably at the end of the game, solidifying the victory, seeing that this is a victory formation moment. This isn't a hold your breath and hope you pull it off thing. This team won it, kneel down, game on, we did it. That was really special, because even in some of those wins that the Titans have had this season, it's been a hold your breath to the end and then,
That's right.
Thank God.
That's right.
This was a decisive win.
This
was the Tennessee Titans came out, they played a good game, they did what they had hoped to do, they executed well. Yes, there are some things you want to change. I'm not saying the whole game was perfect, of course, but they came out and did what they came out to do, and they did it without a whole lot of question. And so to see Cam Ward lining up, victory formation, kneel down, we win, you lose, let's go, that was really fun for me. That was my favorite part.
Home is at the forefront of all we do. It's why we're so committed to caring for the places and spaces in which we work and live. Ashley, the official furniture provider of the Tennessee Titans. Genesis is the first and only official jeweler of the Titans, having earned that title since 2006. Titans players, coaches, and fans trust Genesis for the absolute best in selection, quality, customer service, and of course, value. For diamonds, engagement rings, designer fashion jewelry, and the largest selection of luxury pre-owned Rolexes in Tennessee, Genesis is the hands-down winner. Genesis Diamonds in Green Hills and Cool Springs, the official jeweler of the Tennessee Titans.
Little Caesars is the official pizza partner of your Tennessee Titans. Download the Little Caesars app and get your favorites delivered today. Delivery fees apply. Now back to the OTP.
I'm going to give you mine in a moment, but since you just mentioned Cam Ward, I want to talk to you about something. So I'm sure you've gotten this a lot, especially doing this as long as you have with the Titans. This is your 13th year working for the Tennessee Titans. And so since you have lived this and you've been so front-facing representing the Titans for so long, I know that everywhere you go, people say, Amy, what do you think of Cam Ward?
Yeah.
Do you think this guy's our quarterback? Do you think this guy's the quarterback of the future?
Yes.
There have been so many people that have said that to me, since we've drafted Cam in late April. And I don't know about you, but and I've had him in recent days, like going to Christmas parties. And I'm not talking about doubters. I'm talking about people that aren't that connected to the Titans that just don't know. That's right. That aren't connected or that maybe are fans of other teams that just come in and say, like as an example, I'll give you an example. Yesterday, somebody that works for the Kansas City Chiefs came up to me and said, "What do you think of Cam Ward?"
Mm-hmm.
And what was really cool to me was during that game, I got a handful of texts in the game saying, "Wow, Cam Ward is the real deal."
Mm-hmm.
And it was really cool after what we've been saying this entire process, like, I'm telling you, this is the guy, and he's going to show you. It was really cool for him to show everyone, I thought, on Sunday.
Yeah, I appreciate when a player backs up what we say because
Right.
it makes us seem really, really smart. But really, I mean, we have the opportunity to watch Cam. We watch the way he works. We watch the way he practices, the way that he kind of pours into this team and how passionate he is about just being the very best quarterback that he can possibly be. So to see him finally go out and have a game where you can tell he feels good about the way that he's playing. You can tell that he's kind of in the vibe and he's feeling it. I mean, his stat line's no joke. 21 completions on 28 attempts for 228 yards. He was only sacked twice. He had 2 touchdown passes. I mean, his rating was 122.3. I mean,
That's off the charts, by the
yeah,
way.
I mean, he had a couple little rushes, so he had a couple rushing yards there. I mean, the guy was doing exactly what we know Cam Ward is able to do. So to finally see him have that statistically a good game to back up the things that we've been saying about how he's a good game manager and how he's a great leader and how he's so calm. All of that stuff is great and real and very important for quarterbacks to have, like those soft skills, I guess we can call them. But to also have the numbers to back it up, because at the end of the day, people want to see the stats. They want to see, like, give me the numbers that tell me this guy's a good quarterback. Boom, got them. They're right here. Like, I've got the numbers to tell you that. So that, to me, I think was exciting to see. It was good to see him do the really tangible, measurable things that people are wanting him to do, to say, this guy's the real deal. Like, yeah, we know, but we've been telling you. But now the numbers tell you too.
Well said. Tony Pollard going over 100 yards for the third straight game. This guy is such a pro, Amy.
Can't be stopped.
Such great care of himself. Such a hard physical runner. Always gets the extra yard every time you give him the ball. Always falls forward. He's just the exact kind of teammate you want on a young football team. Hey, this is how you're a pro. This is how you handle your business. He has been exceptional in that regard, so he certainly deserves a shout-out. And then how about some guys that a bunch of people didn't really know? Truman Jones had 1.5 sacks in the game, a guy that wasn't on the roster 6 weeks ago. Keemon Hall wasn't on the roster a month ago, and that guy made a bunch of tackles in the game. So it was cool to see those guys step up. Cedric Gray, unfortunately, unable to play in the game due to an injury against San Francisco. James Williams Sr. starts for the first time this year, 9 tackles and a sack.
Yep.
You know, that's just truly next man up. It really speaks to the culture the team has.
You know, it was interesting. I was standing on the sidelines when they were doing, like, the team was coming out of the tunnel and they were announcing the defense.
Yeah.
And I'm watching and I was like, that's a new starter. That's a new starter. He hasn't started in a couple weeks. Like, the starting lineup was so different from a month ago, 2 months ago, training camp. Like, that's just the nature of what this team has kind of gone through this season. And so to see the defense come out and have a great performance and have a strong day, and all these guys really take advantage of that moment that they were given, I mean, that's exactly what you want in a football team. And that's the foundation. Like, that's the building block right there, is when guys are given the opportunity, they show up, they show out, they do what they need to do, they put together a complete game. And when you have a roster full of guys like that, you're in a pretty good spot.
Jeff Simmons, a tackle for loss. He had 2 of them. One, a safety, and then he should have been the blocker on a touchdown. He did raise his arm, and he announced his presence onto the field.
Say what you want, and I'm not here to say anything nasty about refs. I leave that to Coach Mack.
I was going to say.
That's his job.
Coach Mack is not going to Cleet Blakeman's Christmas party this year.
You're telling me that a guy wearing all red on his sleeve with his giant, like, meaty arm in the air, like, nobody saw that? Really? Really? Come on, friends.
He was great in the game, regardless of what counted and what didn't. So
I count it. It counts for me.
Amy, let me tell you my favorite part.
Yeah.
It was after the game. It was when Jeff Simmons went to his press conference. the Titans' best player, one of the best players in the National Football League, in the press conference after the game said, "This is why I don't want to go anywhere."
Mm-hmm.
He said, "I know what's in our locker room. I know how special Cam is. I know how special this team of young bucks is going to be." Mm-hmm. And I got chills watching that. When the best player on the team, who very well could go in and say, "Guys, you're in a rebuild mode. Trade me somewhere. I want to compete for a championship right now." When he says, no, I believe in what we're building here. I want to be here when we turn it around, and I want to be the reason why we turn it around. That was powerful. So that was my favorite part.
You know what's crazy about Jeffery Simmons? And we have watched his entire career from, like, the moment he was drafted all the way through. I'm just kind of always, like, in his face. I'm asking him questions for TV shows and radio shows. But I was thinking about this the other day. Jeffery Simmons believes so deeply in the Tennessee Titans organization. He believes so deeply in, like, this place, this city, this organization, this group. And I think part of that is because of how deeply Amy Adams Strunk believed in him from the day she drafted him. And it was such an emotional time, and it was such an emotional moment because he was injured, because he didn't have the cleanest background story, because he had all of these different things that felt like obstacles that he needed to overcome. But Amy was very adamant that this is our guy. This guy's a Titan. I trust this guy. I love this guy. I want him to be on my team. And it feels like we are continuing just to see the fruits of that as his career goes on, that he loves this organization the way that she loved him initially. And that is just, I think that's a really powerful statement for how bigger this is. I know we talk about this being a business all the time, and we talk about how this is, you know, really just one of those hard places to exist in a place like professionally, you know, and it's very cutthroat and it's very hard. But there are those moments where the stars just align and everything is perfect and a player fits an organization so perfectly. And that's Jeffery Simmons to the Tennessee Titans. And it's just been that way from the very beginning. And I hope he's a Titan for 45 years. Like, I want him to play until he's 88 years old. And I just want him to be here forever doing things for this Titans team. And I mean, we have no idea what's going to happen in the future and in life and all of that. But the light that he has been for this team through good times and bad is just phenomenal. I will forever be a Jeffery Simmons fan.
Really well said. That's cool for you to share all of that. And I know that Jeff Simmons wants to come back on the OTP very soon, and I know we're going to have him back on the OTP very soon.
Who doesn't want to be on the OTP? Like, let's really talk about it. Is there a better place to hang out for a couple hours? Minutes.
Do you want to tell everyone who the next guest is on the OTP?
Speaking of people who love the OTP, Cam Ward, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go.
A Christmas gift to you all. So if you are not subscribed to the OTP, you need to be, because that will be dropping later this week. Cam Ward with our very own Taylor Zarzour, chatting about all of the things.
All of things.
I'm so excited for this interview, for fans to get to hear from him and to just kind of get an update on what's been going on and what this season's been like. And I know that you guys are going to have some free time. You're driving to your family's house. You're driving home from your family's house. You're going to sneak away and say you have to take a nap, air quotes. And what you should be doing is listening to the OTP because you need a little downtime. And Cam Ward will be there to hang out with you over the holiday season. There you go.
I can't wait for everybody to see that. Merry Christmas, Amy.
Merry Christmas, TZ.
Thank you very much for all that you do for us. Coach McCoy is coming up next. We're looking forward to that.
Hey, football fans, satisfy your halftime hunger with Snickers, and you could win sweet prizes this NFL season. Visit snickers.com/halftime to enter and view the official rules. Pick up Snickers at a Kroger near you. When you bring Hellman's Creamy Buffalo Chicken Dip to the watch party, you can cheer too loud, or block the TV, or be a couch coach, and no one will eject you from the game. That's a Hail Mayo. Hellman's, the official mayo of the Tennessee Titans. Titans fans, SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of Tighten Up and here to help you experience all the action this season.
SeatGeek makes it easy to find the perfect seats to the perfect game so you can be part of all the touchdown celebrations and momentum-shifting takeaways this season. Whether you're getting tickets to Titans games or to any live event in Nashville, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Tennessee Titans.
Hey Titans fans, with a Kroger Boost membership, you'll score big with double fuel points, free delivery, and lots more. Go to Kroger.com/boost for details. Kroger, the official grocer of the Tennessee Titans. Tighten up.
Speaking of thriving, Coach, congrats. What a win that was at Nissan Stadium on Sunday.
Yeah, like we talked about earlier, it's great to win at home. And what a great environment it was. My wife made a comment driving home, how loud the place was, obviously, because you're having the success we had. It's been a little different. So it's outstanding. Just really happy with a lot of the players. You got players like Jones going in there and Keemon Hall in there making plays. It's just a great team effort, and some guys that haven't played a ton getting opportunities to step up and play. So team win by everybody.
Sounds like after watching the tape, you felt just as fulfilled by their performance.
Yeah, it was a great effort to see the way Cam played. Obviously, running the ball the way we did again. Jeff dominating. Defense not giving up a touchdown. A couple field goals in there, obviously, but it was just an outstanding team performance, and that's what it's all about. And I think it just goes to show, through the ups and downs and the tough part of the season, to win 2 of the last 3. You always say you want to be playing your best football in December, but the guys with great leadership and everybody in the organization buying in and just sticking together through some tough times, it's a reward to everybody for the way we played yesterday against a really good team.
Well, you've already given a couple of shout-outs, so I'd like to go through it and give some more, and if you want to jump in, go for it. Cam Ward, 21 of 28, 228 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, a quarterback rating of 122.3.
Yeah, an outstanding game for him. And then also we were 52% on third down, but I think anytime you can run the ball 40 times, I know we kneeled the last couple, but it just helps him. And I think then he had those wow plays yesterday. You saw him take off and, run. He managed the run game the right way of when to throw it, whether it's a bubble or whatever the play was designed off of the run action, the RPOs and things like that. But he really managed the game and played, probably his best game of the year.
As Amy and I talked about in the previous segment, again, shameless plug, he's our guest this week on the OTP. Let's get to the ground game. You already talked about 40 carries in the game, including kneel downs. Tony Pollard, 21 carries, 102 yards. For the first time in his career, 3 straight 100-yard rushing performances. Now, there's only one player in the NFL this year, Mike, that has gone over 100 yards and had a touchdown in each of those games. James Cook of the Buffalo Bills. Personally, I think Tony Pollard should have joined him, but that touchdown was taken off of the board, unfortunately, because they didn't see our guy, Jeff Simmons, raise his arm as he came onto the field. But Pollard has just been special these last 3 weeks.
Yeah, give him credit. It was frustrating early in the year, and it was just it's been unbelievable how we've run the ball the past couple of weeks. And you commit to it, and you say we have to do it. Give everyone credit, give the coaches credit for designing the plan. The players go out and execute it. So it's amazing when you run the ball that many times. Those 2s and 3s become big plays. You commit to it. It changes the mindset, the personality of your team, and everything. So very pleased with the way we're running the ball.
This is what everybody envisioned Tajay Spears would do in a football game. 13 carries, 52 yards, and a touchdown. 5 catches, 53 more yards.
Yeah, it goes back to my days in Carolina, and you always had 2 backs, and you always said we had, that 2-headed monster. And I think that it went back from the early days, the Super Bowl year of Stephen Davis and Deshaun Foster, and then it finished up with Jonathan Stewart and D'Angelo Williams, and we always had 2 that just kept rolling. And when you have 2 backs like we do, they both play, and the touches are going to be it's going to be different week in and week out. But you love to see when you have 2 backs perform the way they did yesterday. It really helps the football team win games.
Chig Okonkwo goes over 50 catches for the 3rd straight year. He had 6 in the game, including a touchdown grab. Alec Manor continues an outstanding rookie year with 3 more catches for 58 yards. And Chim Dike, we knew he'd be a special return man, but in the passing game, he has been your leading receiver Your tight ends are 1 and 2 in catches, but from the wide receiver position, he has the most catches on the team. He had 3 in the game, including a touchdown.
Yeah, it just, all those guys you mentioned have done an outstanding job. And you see Chig especially when he gets the ball in space, the play he's made and making guys miss and things like that. So very happy and pleased with what he's done. And, obviously Gunner is that next guy you've mentioned. He just continues to get better week in and week out. And then Jim's Jim. He just makes his plays, and he's got a very bright future. And obviously he's been the best returner in the league, and then you see him starting to make more and more plays week in and week out in the passing game, and I think that's just he's only going to get better, and I think he'd tell you the exact same thing. But it's like all these rookies, they're having success because of the way they work, and they're learning from some great vets.
Yeah, to your point about Chim, he leads the NFL in all-purpose yards, and he now has the franchise record for kick return yards in a year. He passed Mark Mariani with his performance in this game, and he's done it in 15 games. It's incredibly impressive. And a shout-out to Johnny Hecker, who is now 8th in NFL history with punts inside the 20. He has 398 in his career.
That's a lot of kicks. He's played a long time.
Yeah,
I don't know, as a punter, is that you've played a long time or what kind of teams you're on, but that's a lot of kicks.
Yeah, and he passed our guy, Brett Kern, for 8th ever in that category. All right, I just got through offense and special teams. You've already referenced a couple of guys. Keemon Hall, Coach, he wasn't on this team a couple of weeks ago. He had 5 tackles in the game. You mentioned Jones, who had 1.5 sacks in the game. The man out of Harvard coming in there and getting a sack and a half. My man Everett loved the New England pronunciation there. Jalen Harrell, also a sack in the game. Jihad Ward ties his career high in a season with 5 sacks. All of those guys deserve shout-outs. And then, of course, Big Jeff continues to crush it. He had a couple of tackles for loss in the game, including that safety tackle. And, Coach, you lost Cedric Gray in this game. James Williams Sr. comes in, and the beat goes on. 9 tackles and a sack.
Yeah, all those names you mentioned that not everyone might have known about. The game is about making the most of your opportunities when you get an opportunity to play. And all those people you mentioned, it's just a great opportunity. It's a great example, and give the coaches credit for, we bring guys in a couple weeks ago and you see the way they're playing. There's the ups and downs. There's the injuries during the season, and there's no excuses on Sunday. But guys go out and play, and that's what's great. And that leads me to James. He knew he was going to get this opportunity, and we talked about it in the team meeting, and I mentioned to him how excited I was to see him play. And it's because you get excited for guys like him because they work so hard, and then you can only play so many guys. And Seth has had a phenomenal season, him and Cody, both at the linebacker position. And then James gets an opportunity, and he goes out and plays the way he does. He's been one of our core special teams players all year long, but it's because of what this game means to him and the way he works, all the looks in the look team he's given the offense all year long. I couldn't be happier for him to go out and play the way he did.
Every week when we talk about the keys to the game in the pregame show, Coach, you always talk about third down efficiency and the running game. Well, the Chiefs were 1 for 9 on third down. The Titans were 9 for 17. The Chiefs only ran for 51 yards. The Titans ran for 164. Just total dominance in those categories.
Yeah, that's the key to winning football games is be great on third down. And obviously, as we've changed our mindset here the past month about running the football and stopping the run, I think they feed off each other offensively and defensively because you create a new identity for your football team when you're physical up front, when it's the front 7 stopping the run on defense, and it's the entire offense. And I like to say entire offense because give the receivers a ton of credit for the way they block also, especially when teams know you're going to run the ball. They're going to load the box up, and they got to go do their job. But just look how physical the line's playing up front, and look how the backs are running the ball. If you go back 5-6 games ago, it was different. You see a completely different football team now up front, especially offensively.
And time of possession, 38:01 for the Titans, 21:59 for the Chiefs. You had the ball more than 16 minutes than the Chiefs did in the game. What, Coach, just very candidly, what does it say that a 2-12 football team played like that on Sunday?
It says a lot about the character of our guys and what the game means to them. And, give the coaches a ton of credit also of just, we do it the way we do it. And when I say that, the coaches coach and they do it the right way. The players all have bought in. They work extremely hard week in and week out. Nobody is happy with the record, but that you still have a job to do. And, you go out every week and you have another opportunity, and you only have 17 of them. And so you've got to go out there and make a name for yourself. And we as a team have got to show everybody what type of team and what type of players we have. So you've got to, no one's going to feel sorry for you during the season. Doesn't matter if it's week one with injuries, things like that, things that happen that come up, or, now we're getting into the last 2 weeks of the season. They don't worry about anything. Everyone's going out there to win. But when you have great players, great leadership, great people in the organization, everybody's sticking together, you get the results like we did yesterday.
Well, it says a lot about you, and it says a lot about the culture of the team and how together that they are. Coach, teaching after a win. I know that's your favorite thing to do after a win. What are a few things you noticed in the game that you still really want to focus on?
Well, we've got too many penalties. We had 12 penalties for 82 yards yesterday. A lot of those are avoidable. In the kicking game especially, when you have great field position and there's a penalty in the kicking game, and then you get set back, those are, in close games, things like that, they come to bite you. And, some, jumping off sides or false start penalties offensively, those are all avoidable. So when in the close games, those are things that make a difference. And fortunately, we were playing the way we were yesterday, so it didn't hurt us as much as they do in really close games, because there might be that one possession now. Now you have a 3rd and long, you don't convert, and you don't go up 2 scores. Now the game's tied, things like that. So that's the number one thing from this game is the penalties.
Coach, usually at the beginning of your remarks in a press conference, you talk about health. Can you give us an update on Marcus Harris?
I do not have one yet. With meeting earlier today and everything, the way the schedule is, when I say a shorter week, that players are coming in tomorrow versus Wednesday, I have not met with Matt yet, so I don't have an update on anybody.
I know you care a lot about this kid. We had him on the OTP last week. He has an infectious personality, and it's part of the game, but he's had a really good rookie season.
Yeah, it's unfortunate the way he went down there. So we'll see what happens. It's just he's done such a nice job this entire year, and give Tony a ton of credit for developing him and help him grow as a player. Didn't matter if he started as a corner outside, gets moved into nickel. Obviously does a great job, then gets bumped back outside, and then gets bumped back inside. It's the position flexibility. But I think for his future and his career, his experience of both playing inside and outside, and it changed from week to week, series to series, it's really going to help him moving forward in his career. But it's like I've been saying it all year long. This rookie class is special, the way they work and the way they've improved. So give the coaches also a lot of credit for helping these players develop.
Let's switch our attention to the Saints, Coach. They're hot. And I know their record's 5-10, but they've won 3 straight games. They've won 4 of their last 6. I mean, 1 at the Panthers, 1 at the Bucks, beat the Panthers again, and are coming off a 29-6 win against the New York Jets. There's another team that is a young football team that's developing and getting better. Tell us about the challenge this week.
Well, I haven't watched any, to be honest with you, I haven't watched any film yet because of our, it's early and we're just getting ready to get going. But it's a great example, very similar to ours, when you just keep going. You keep working. You keep plugging along. It's the first year for these guys in New Orleans in a system with a good coaching staff, of them kind of learning a little bit about each other. They've had a quarterback change, late in the season, and now you see that paying off for them with a young player playing also. But just by their record, the past month of the season, obviously they're doing things the right way. They've all bought in. So we've got to go out there this weekend and play our best game and build off of what we've been doing the past couple weeks also.
I've really been impressed by how you've made a few tweaks to the schedule to get better performance out of your team. Any tweaks this week with it being Christmas?
Yeah, it was an easy decision. A couple weeks ago, and Kevin and I kind of sat down and outlined the schedule moving forward for the next couple weeks. We got to this week, and it was easy to say, okay, hey, let's let the players be off on Christmas. And we actually talked to the captains about it also, and they had a huge smile on their face, so I knew we were doing the right thing. But I think with the type of players and the way these players have worked, I've got no question in my mind that they'll be focused and be ready to roll with the way the schedule is going to be. So we'll practice Tuesday and Wednesday. They'll be out of here mid-afternoon, Wednesday afternoon, to spend Christmas Eve and Christmas with their families. As everybody knows, I'm a big family guy, and with my kids being 26 and 23 now, I remember the days when my kids were young and they grow up fast. So it's a great opportunity, not just for the coaches and players, but everybody in the organization to get away and enjoy time with their family, because it's special to be able to sit with your kids. Certain families have kids in from college, things like that. So the extra X number of hours, it's amazing in how happy people are when they found out this schedule. It's just because they get to spend it with their kids and their families, and that's what life's all about.
Amen to that. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to you and all of our fans out there. Everyone have a great Christmas. Enjoy your families, and let's go get another win this week.
I'm Taylor Zarzour. This has been the OTP.